Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So in the last two videos, I actually show you how you can set up your authentication in Firebase Console, and then I also show you how you can upload your image in the Firebase storage. And if you missed that video, feel free to go back to that two videos to see how you can do it with a couple of minutes. That is straightforward and very simple. I suggest you to go through that before you come to this tutorial, because I'm just not going to repeat what I have explained about in the last two videos. So basically in this video, we are going to set up the real-time database in Firebase Console. As is named as a real-time database, you will be expecting that everything that you are updating, creating, and deleting from this database will be real-time. So so I basically create a real-time db.py in our folder, and in order to make use of the real-time database in the Firebase console, just go to your real-time database, create database, enable, so next go to your rules and then change this read and write to true. Yeah, so that we will not have any problem of reading and writing later. Publish it. So then we go back to our data, and you will see we have nothing here for now. So if you go back to your script, just go ahead to the authentication and go ahead and copy the import Pyrebase config, and also the Firebase equal to Pyrebase.initialize apps config. Paste here. And the next thing that we want to do is to create our database. So db is equal to firebase.database. So we instantiate our database, and then the first thing that I want to show you is how you can create your data in your real-time database. For now it's empty. So to create data, we can say we can create data in different methods. I'm just going to show you one method, and then later on I'm going to explain you how you can create it differently. So let's say our data is equal to a dictionary, in which we have name, and our value will be, for example, Tony, Jason, and Charles. And to create this data in the real-time database, we are just going to send db.child users and .push data. So what this is going to do is to create a child called user and then push this data under the users. So if I go ahead and run this, and you will see that I have the users child being created instantly in my real-time database, and then my data is being created with a key. So this key is randomly generated, is a unique auto-generated timestamp based key when we use the push method. And if we want to manually put in our own key, your own custom key, then you should not use push. You can use something like set, which I'm going to show you later. So let's create another child, and then with some key and data. So for that, I'm just going to comment this out. and then I'm going to say data is equal to name, for example Mario, and then email, for example test@gmail.com. And to create this data, db.child, let's say I'm name it as other dot push data. So if I run this, please take notice here that we will have the data instantly, and boom, now we have our data being created in our real-time database with our randomly generated key, as well as the key and value under this particular timestamp key. So now we have two child, one is called users, the other one is called other in our real-time database. As I mentioned earlier, if you want to create your own custom key, you should not use the push method. So to show you how you can do that, I'm just going to say db.child, and then under other, dot child, and then I'm going to say custom key dot set data. So what this is going to do is to create a new key under this other child, and then with the key name of custom key, and then set the data to be email, set the data to be name equal to Mario, and the email is the test@gmail.com. So if I run this, and now you will see we have a new custom key with same key and value. Name is Mario, email is test@gmail.com under this the same child. So this is basically how you can create your entry in your real-time database. And I'm just going to comment this out, and same for the data. And the next thing that I want to show you is how you can update data in your real-time database. So to update the data is simple, but you need to do a reference to the child as well as the key. So just one simple example is db.child other.child, and then I'm just going to refer to this custom key dot update, and then I'm just going to update the name to for example Jean. So I'm just going to change this Mario to Jean. So if I run this, syntax error. Oh, this should be in the dictionary. Now you can see that the Mario is being updated to Jean. So just now you also saw that this one is highlighted in orange color. So whenever something is highlighted in orange color, it means something is being updated. And then when you create something new, it will be in green color. So this is one simple way to update new data, but then you can also update multiple locations at the same time with the update method. So for example, I'm just going to comment this out, and then I will say data is equal to other slash. I'm just going to specify the key which I want to update, and then what I want to update is I want to change the name to John, and then I want to update the email to, for example, test123@gmail.com, right? And then also at the same time I want to update other custom key, and I want to change the name to Henry, and I want to change the email to test456@gmail.com. So if you just go ahead and run db.update data and go ahead and run that, now you see everything is being updated instantly. The name, the email, everything will be according to what we described here. Cool. So now we have done with the creating data, updating data. Probably the next thing that I want to show you is how you can delete data. So delete data. And to delete data in the existing entry, we want to use a remove method. So for example, db.child, as usual, specify, for example, I want to delete this particular child, users.child, and I want to refer to this particular key. So copy paste, put here, and then I'm just going to say dot remove. If I run this one will be removed instantly. Now it's gone. Cool. And probably the last thing that I want to show you is how you can read the data in your real-time database. And to do a read data, the concept is the same as how we did for doing creating, update, delete. So let's say I want to get all the data under this other, and I'm just going to say other is equal to db.child other.get, and then for item in other.each, I want to print item.key. Key is referred to email, name, and probably I also want to print item.value. Value is equal to this the value we refer to each key. So if I run this, you'll see that item.key is this. I get my key, and then I get my value, which is the entire dictionary. And then I get the key of the next item, and the dictionary or the key of we refer to this custom key. So what about if I want to get the value we refer to each key of the dictionary, for example test123@gmail.com and John? To do that, I'm just going to say print item.value, and then email. And we can also do it for the name. So if I run this, or probably I will comment this out. If you run this, now you can see I can get the test122@gmail.com, John, test456@gmail.com, Henry. Cool. So yeah, probably the last thing that I want to explain is that in the rules, we actually said that the read and write are both equal to true, but then we can actually change the Firebase rule to something like of.uid is not equal to null. Same for the write. So this is basically saying that you need to pass in your user ID token to the database before you are able to do anything like create, update, delete, and reading the data. So to pass the user ID token, you can refer back to the 2 videos that I have posted previously regarding the authentication, or probably in the storage. You will be able to understand it. So for now, maybe I will just quickly show you an example how you can do that. So for now, I will just click publish to update my read and write rules. The reason why we want to change this to out.uid not equal to null is so that you make sure that not everyone can simply access to your database and do a read and write unless they are a registered user with your authentication. So if I come back to data, and I'm just going to comment this out, and then I'm going to say that for example, data is equal to name is Tony, email is tony@hotmail.com, and then what we have to do is you can go back to storage.py and then copy paste this authentication method, and then what we did here is we log in the user with their email and password, and then we are going to pass the user ID token to the push method db.child other. So under this other, we want to push the data, but then we also want to pass in our user ID. Well, let's don't pass in the user ID token first, so that you know that you will get an error. Now you can see that permission denied. So the reason why permission is denied is because we have changed the rule is such that the of.uid should not be equal to null, otherwise you can not do any read and write. So now if you pass in the user ID token, and we will be able to push the data into our real-time database. Now you can see that a new entry is being created with a new key, email, and name. And I hope I have explained the concept to you clearly about this real-time database of how you can do the CRUD operation, including create, read, update, and delete. And if you like my video, feel free to click the like button, subscribe to my channel. In the next video, I'm going to show you how you can set up the cloud Firestore. And yeah, I'm also going to show you another example of how we can use the beautiful soup Python module to scrap some information from the internet and then updating it to our CRUD Firestore. Stay tuned to the channel, and I will see you in the next video.